Welcome back to Tyler's Retro Reviews with TNA's Final Resolution 2006. This was the only TNA pay-per-view I actually saw live, by the way, back in 2006. So, and yeah, we'll talk about this right now. I did it on my main channel. That was like the second review in my 2006 reviews I did in 2019. That was season 4. And, yeah. Let's get on to, this pay-per-view, yeah. And now my next 2 weeks are something about me going to a pay-per-view, by the way. I'm not going to tell you at the end, but anyways, January 15th at the Impact Zone in Orlando, Florida. Last time I talked about a TNA pay-per-view was Genesis 2011, and yeah, that show was during the Hogan days, and got to get away from that now, thankfully, because this is a really good show. Like these early TNA pay-per-views were. So, at the end of Turning Point, Jeff Jarrett defeated Rhino to retain the world title. And then the lights went out and it was Sting's, cold and bad in boots. And it was obvious he was coming to TNA to start the feud with Jeff Jarrett. And how many times have we seen this before in TNA, that is? Where Jeff Jarrett and Sting feud. They started in WCW, and then here in TNA, and then last year in AEW. Why? And Jarrett, I'm sorry I had to put you on my worst match of 2023, but it has to be done over a fucking sponsorship. I'm not going to talk about that match again. And yeah. Now on the DVD, oh Jesus Christ, let me do this real quickly. On the DVD, all this in the live version. The live version, they had the pre-show in it. On the DVD, they kept the pre-show on to play the entire pay-per-view, which is kind of weird. I'll mention the 2 pre-show matches, but this is the only time I'm going to talk about a pre-show match because I don't talk about pre-show matches. So, I'll talk about them quickly. So, Team Canada defeats Jay Lethal, Kane King, and Lance Hoyt. And the new debut LAX defeated the Naturals. That was Conan's group first. And yeah, that's the 2 pre-show matches they did on this show. But let's not talk about that. Let's talk about the meat and potatoes, the entire pay-per-view. Yeah. Let's talk about this show. With a 6-man tag team match, Alex Shelley, Austin Aries, and Roderick Strong defeats Chris Sabin, Matt Bentley, Shawn Michaels' cousin, by the way. Or, I think, yeah. And Sanjay Dutt. A fun 6-man tag team match. TNA would do this sometimes. They have to throw in matches for the sake of matches. Just like WCW did, but it helps sometimes. But yeah. 7 out of 10. Really, really fun match. Yeah. Anyways. Then we get the James Gang, aka the New Age Outlaws. BG James and Kip James. This is the first time they team up in 6 years. Last time was in 2000 in Survivor Series. They defeat Elix Skipper and David Young. Well, nobody remembers him. Of the Diamonds in the Rough. It was just a showcase for the James Gang. I don't know why they didn't do the James Gang versus LAX here, but they had to do it the next period against all odds. Regardless, it was just a showcase match. Okay. Now it was what it was. 5 out of 10. I'll give it. Anyways, Uh, anyways, AJ Styles defeats Tanahashi. Yeah. And yes, right there. But let's not talk about that. A really solid match. I don't know why they didn't include AJ Styles on the card, but they put him on here anyways. This was a really, really good match. And this was during the time he was feuding with Shannon Moore, because the Impact before this, AJ Styles was announced as the 2005 Mr. TNA, like he did in 2003 and 2004, but yeah. And in this match, he tries to cause AJ Styles the match, but it did not happen, so AJ Styles won this match. Regardless, an 8 out of 10, you know, and yeah. And, you know, looking at AJ Styles right now, you know, he's one of the reasons why I watched TNA in the first place the year prior. And right behind me, you know that always is up there, you know. But regardless. And then we get the one thing I did not like about the entire thing. My first memories of it was the Larry Zbyszko feud, and because Raven was pissed that he lost his world championship, but then he went to a feud with Larry Zbyszko, and this whole feud ended at Victory Road. Yeah, Victory Road in a hair versus hair match. This is like one of the gaps right here. This no disqualification match, and there's 2 stipulations in there. I don't think it was on here. No. If Raven wins this match, he gets a world title shot. But if he loses, he's, quote, fired. Quote. Yeah, quotation marks. Because, spoiler alert, he wasn't even fired. And the mystery opponent was Sean Wolfman, and he defeats Raven here. I did not like the result of this match, but it makes sense in a storytelling perspective. But yeah. This match was okay. I like the finish where Sean Wolfman, you know, X-Fact Raven through the table off the ladder. That was actually a cool spot. To a 6, I'm giving it. And Raven comes back like at lockdown. So maybe do a redo of that. On this channel, that is. Anyways. Did not like the result of that match. And yeah. Bobby Roode defeats Ron Killings. This was a mini feud because, like, I think it was 2 weeks before this pay-per-view, they have a match. Ron Killings beats him twice, and then Roode just beat him in the 3rd attempt. And this is what we got here. And the 4 Live Crew was disbanded after Turning Point. And the result of this match, you know, Conan tries to help Ron Killings, but Ron Killings says no. And then BG James and came out. The match was a decent match. 6.5. It's a little better than the Raven and Sean Wolfman match. And then, you know, BG James came out and says we have a family reunion here, because it's kind of funny because this is around the time that the Medea family reunion movie comes out, which I already did on my main channel a few months ago. And then chaos breaks out between the James and LAX. And yeah, this was before Hernandez came in, and yeah. Yeah. Anyways, Abyss defeats Rhino. This was a fun match. 7 out of 10. Really fun match. I think their match against the Laws was better than this match, the Fall Terminator match. But, oh my god, these two are really... I love watching 2 big boys going at it here, and this was right up my alley. Yeah. Anyways. Then we get this. For the NWA World Tag Team Championships. I did not like the finish at the time, and I still did not like the finish. Remnants of SummerSlam 2003 when Goldberg did not beat Triple H in the Elimination Chamber match. America's Most Wanted defeat Team 3D to retain the Tag Team Championships. Why am I using quotation marks? Because the finish. And Team 3D were going to win the Tag Team Championships. It didn't take until a year later at Walkdown 2007. That's a disappointing show. Where they won the Tag Team titles. But I think this was the night they should have won the Tag Team titles. So they get the powder. Gail Kim and I think it was Chris Harris. Yeah. They get the powder and I think it was Brother Ray whopped them up. And for referee Rudy Charles, by the way, because they had the referees did not call for DQs around this damn show. So Rudy Charles gets blinded. 3D, 1, 2, 3. So they technically won the tag team titles. Try to get the power out of his face. Then Team Canada runs in. This led to their feud against the odds. And they put Chris Harris on top of Brother Ray. And Rudy Charles think AMW won the match. 7.5. I want to give it an A because if they didn't do that stupid finish, I get it was a heel move, but that is the dumbest idea to win a match. Regardless, moving on to the best match on the night for the TNA X Division Championship. Samoa Joe defeats Christopher Daniels by technical knockout to retain the X Division Championship. This was a storyline due to what happened at Genesis 2005. The same day we lost Eddie Guerrero. If you know what that date is, November 13th. Samoa Joe attacks Daniels. This led to his face turn, and they did the concussion storyline, which nowadays you cannot do a concussion storyline. This led to Daniels turning babyface, and this is what Daniels was getting his ass kicked by Samoa Joe, and this led to, they did the same spot at Genesis when Samoa Joe muscle busts Daniels on the chair, then knees him in the face when he was bleeding. AJ throws the towel in, and that's how the match ends. This led to the other two triple threat matches against the Odds and Destination X 2006, which coincidentally took place on my 8th birthday, by the way. 9 out of 10. Best match on the night. Then we get the main event, a tag team match. This is the second time in 2 weeks I review a pay-per-view that have a tag team main event. Bash to the Beach 1998 and this. Christian Cage and Sting defeats Jeff Jarrett and Monty Brown. A wild slapnuts appears. And this begins the feud between Jarrett and Sting, basically. And it is, like I said before, this is not their first time they feuded. They feuded in WCW at the end of 2000. And then here in TNA, and then they did a short version of it in AEW. Why? But this was a good match and a good main event. 8 out of 10. At the end, Sting hits Jeff Jarrett's guitar with his baseball bat, and yeah. And this led to the fake retirement afterwards, and then they led to Destination X. And then Scott Steiner debuts. Then let the Bound for Glory, which I probably will do sometime. And yeah. My opinion on this show is still the same. Great show. A 7.5 out of 10 I give it. Yeah. Yeah, a 7.5 out of 10. Next week, since it's going to be 2 weeks away from Payback, which I'm going to be at Payback here, this is going to be the first of 2 Payback reviews. The first one is the first one, 10 years ago, 2013. So yeah, that'll be next week. And tomorrow I'll do my SmackDown review live. And then I'll probably will do my open season movie reviews on my main channel also. So yeah, like this, comment, and subscribe to both my channels in there. Bye.